Welcome to today's story, Fleeing the Frogs, brought to life by StoryWave.ai. Don't forget to hit like, share this tale, and subscribe for daily adventures in storytelling. Through Chapter 1, The Great Ribbit Conundrum. You find yourself in the quaint, cobblestone-laden town of Ribbiton, where the air is thick with enchantment and the clamor of countless amphibians. Sir Crocolot, a knight of lanky stature with a goatee that dances in the wind, stands beside you. His green eyes dart around nervously, a vivid disparity to the stoic bravery his title would suggest. Today he is anything but calm. Under his frog-shaped helmet, which seems to twitch with a magic of its own, his booming voice cracks into an occasional involuntary ribbit. Together, you navigate the streets teeming with chattering frogs, their croaks forming a clatter of chaos. Jinx, the witch with hair as violet as twilight, glides at your side, her wand casting a faint glow in the twilight. Her hazel eyes sparkle with cunning, a playful smirk dancing on her lips despite the dire situation. "By the hawk that soars in my dreams, we must hurry," Sir Crocolot urges, his voice squeaking as he polishes his armor, more out of habit than necessity at this point. "If we don't escape Ribbiton before the full moon, we'll be hopping mad, quite literally." Jinx twirls her wand, the star atop it pulsing with an otherworldly light. "Fear not, Croaky. My spells are potent, but we're missing one vital ingredient. Without it, the enchantment's as useful as a wand without a star." As you make your way past the market, where fruits and vegetables lie untouched, a plan forms. "Perhaps we could disguise ourselves," you suggest. "Blend in with the ribbiting residents until we find our chance to flee." Fulbert Jingles, the stocky jester with a suit that jingles with his every step, bounds over with an assortment of bells clinking. "Disguise? I have enough fabric here for an entire circus. Let's dress you up so even your mother wouldn't know you from a toadstool." The attempt is valiant. Sir Crocolot dons a cloak of green, and you find yourself wrapped in a garb that would make any frog jealous. Jinx, however, shakes her head, her voice crackling like a fire. No, this won't do. We need that ingredient, or we're as good as green." You press on, ducking into alleys and weaving through the throngs of frogs. Suddenly, Sir Crocolot halts, a look of sheer terror crossing his awkward face. He opens his mouth to speak, but instead of words, a ribbit escapes his lips, loud and clear. Laughter erupts from Fulbert, who can't help but double over at the sight of the knight's dismay. Jinx's gaze meets yours, her eyes glinting with mischief. "Seems like the spell's already taking hold of our knight here. We must act quickly." As night falls, the full moon looms closer, and the pressure mounts. You all gather in the shadow of Ribbiton's grand fountain, where frogs hop merrily in the moonlit waters. "Time is of the essence," you say. "Let's find that missing piece and make our great escape." Jinx nods, pulling a parchment from her cloak. It's a rare herb, one that grows only where laughter and despair intertwine. We must seek the place where emotions run as deep as the waters of Ribbiton's fountain. With a shared nod, you set off into the night, the clatter of croaks fading behind you. Your quest is clear. Find the herb, break the spell, and leave the great ribbit conundrum behind before you're all wearing lily pads and catching flies with your tongues. Chapter 2, A Witch, a Knight, and a Jester walk into a bar. You step into the enchanted forest, where the trees whisper secrets and the air shimmers with unseen energies. Your quest has brought you here, to seek a rare herb and the laughter of a hyena, crucial ingredients for the potion Jinx needs to concoct. Croaky, with his frog-shaped helmet reflecting the dappled forest light, surveys the towering trees with a mix of awe and urgency. "By my feathered spirit guardian, this place is thick with mystery," Croaky murmurs, his goatee twitching ever so slightly as he peers at the map Jinx has unfurled. The witch, with her violet hair cascading like a twilight waterfall, points to a spot on the parchment, her wand casting patterns on the ancient bark. "We must venture deeper, to the heart where the forest laughs and the creatures play tricks on unwary travelers," she says, her eyes gleaming with determination. Fulbert, his patchwork suit rustling with each step, capsizes the moment with a chuckle. "I've always fancied a good jest, but I think these forest folks might outdo even me." As you stride beneath the canopy, a rustling in the branches catches your attention. A squirrel, its fur as fluffy as dandelion seeds, chatters at you with a decidedly sarcastic tone. You, in the shiny head bucket and the starry stick, you're not from around here, are ya? The squirrel quips, eyeing Croaky and Jinx with a cunning gleam. Croaky clears his throat, which almost betrays him with a ribbit, and replies, "Good squirrel, we seek your alliance." "We need a good laugh?" The squirrel interrupts, its bushy tail flicking. "You'll find no shortage of that here, but what's in it for me?" Jinx steps forward, her voice smooth as silk. "A trade, perhaps?" she suggests. "Your guidance for a charm of protection. The forest is a fickle friend, after all." The squirrel cocks its head, considering the offer. "Deal. But make it snappy. I've got nuts to bury and trees to climb." You continue your journey, the forest's magic growing denser with every step. Suddenly, Fulbert trips over a protruding root, tumbling into a patch of peculiar mushrooms. With a flash of light from Jinx's wand, trying to cushion his fall, he inflates like a balloon, floating upwards with a look of disbelief. "Jinx!" Croaky exclaims, grabbing Fulbert's ankle just in time. "Reverse it, quickly." With a flick of her wand and a muttered incantation, Jinx deflates Fulbert, who lands softly, albeit a bit disoriented, to the forest floor. "Whoops," Jinx says, a rare blush coloring her cheeks. "That was meant to be a featherfall spell." Fulbert, now back to his stocky self, shakes his head, his suit still jingling. "I always wanted to soar, but not like a party trick gone wrong." Laughter echoes through the trees, and a hyena with spots like ink blots on parchment emerges from the shadows. Its cackle is infectious, and you can't help but join in. Jinx seizes the moment, her wand at the ready. "Now, for the laughter," she whispers, capturing the sound within a crystal vial that glows with captured mirth. With the herb and the laughter secured, you feel a weight lift off your shoulders. The alliance with the forest critters, though not without its hiccups, has been forged. You're one step closer to breaking the spell, to outwitting the riveting fate that awaits you all in Ribbiton. The enchanted forest, with its talking animals and playful spirits, has offered you a glimmer of hope. But time is ticking, and the full moon waits for no one. With a map charting your course and your peculiar band of allies, you set your sights on the next phase of your great escape. Chapter 3, The Ribbit Heist. You watch as the gates of Ribbiton loom before you, feeling the weight of the task at hand. Croaky, with his hawk-like focus, leads the way, his armor gleaming under the moon's glow. Beside you, Jinx's fingers dance around her star-topped wand, the very tool that holds the power of their salvation. Though unknown to you at the time, it would soon be lost. "Remember, stay quiet as a cat stalking its prey," she whispers, her eyes scanning the surroundings. "One false move and we'll be playing hide-and-seek with the castle guards." Fulbert, decked out in his suit of many bells, nods, each movement a symphony of caution. "I've got more tricks up my sleeve than a monkey in a magic show," he assures, though the seriousness of his expression is undercut by the comical jingle of his attire. You all slip through the shadows, the castle's towering walls rising above you like a silent sentinel. The air is thick with tension, the croaks of the frog citizens now a distant chorus behind the castle's grandeur. As you make your way along the stone corridors, the scent of moss and age-old secrets fill your nostrils. The antidote, known as the amphibia elixir, is rumored to be hidden in the depths of the castle, a place where few dare to tread. Croaky points to a door, ornate and imposing. Through there, he says, his voice a mix of excitement and fear. "The heart of the castle, where the elixir waits." Jinx nods, her wand at the ready. "Let's make this quick." In and out like a cat on the prowl, she says, her gaze sharp as a blade. Fulbert steps forward, his stocky build surprisingly agile as he picks the lock with a flourish. "And for my next trick," he quips, the door swinging open with a silent promise of adventure. Inside, the room glimmers with treasures untold, but your eyes are drawn to a single vial, glowing with a light that seems to pulse with life. The amphibia elixir. Croaky reaches out, his hand trembling slightly. At last he breathes, but before his fingers can graze the glass, a shout echoes down the hall. "Thieves! Intruders!" The call of the guards is shrill, their armor clanking as they charge towards your hiding spot. Panic sets in, but Fulbert reacts with a flourish, tripping over a rug and sending a cascade of objects clattering in the opposite direction, creating a discord that sends the guards scrambling. "Run," Jinx commands, her voice steady despite the chaos. You dash through the corridors, the antidote secure, but in the frenzy, Jinx's wand slips from her grasp, skittering across the floor and out of sight. There goes our magic ticket. Fulbert pants, his face a portrait of regret. No time for that now, Croaky says, his determination burning bright. We have the elixir, and that's what counts. With the guards on your heels, you weave through Ribbiton's labyrinthine streets, the thrill of the chase igniting your senses. The antidote to the frog curse is in your hands, but the loss of the wand is a blow that echoes in your hearts. As you duck into the safety of an alley, the laughter of the hyena from the forest rings in your ears, a reminder of the allies you've gained and the journey still ahead. With the amphibia elixir clutched close, the promise of escape from the ribbiting curse is closer than ever, but the road to freedom is fraught with unforeseen twists and turns. Chapter 4, Leap to Liberty. Today's the day we turn the tide, he announces, his voice no longer betraying any hint of a ribbit. With this elixir, Ribbiton shall leap back to its former glory. Jinx, her violet hair seemingly more vibrant in the morning light, clutches the amphibia elixir close. One drop each, she instructs, and we'll have these frogs jumping for joy in a whole new way. Fulbert, whose antics had saved you more than once, grins from ear to ear, the bells on his costume jingling merrily. And then, my friends, we shall host the grandest leapfrog competition this town has ever seen. You nod, ready to play your part in this laugh-out-loud plan. The townspeople, still under the spell's influence, gather around as frogs, their bulbous eyes fixed on the vial with a mix of confusion and curiosity. Let's show these slimy tricksters how to really hop, Fulbert calls out, his voice a nasally tune that somehow commands attention. One by one, the afflicted townspeople take a drop of the elixir, their bodies shimmering as the magic takes effect. With each transformation, a cheer rises from the crowd, a symphony of human voices slowly drowning out the amphibian croaks. But just as victory seems within reach, a chorus of croaks rises above the celebration. The frogs, not yet willing to relinquish their dominion, reveal their final gambit, a spell that turns the very ground beneath you to a slippery morass. Croaky slips, his armor clanging against the cobblestones, but he catches himself with a laugh. It'll take more than a slippery spell to keep us down. Jinx, her eyes scanning the crowd for her lost wand, finally spots it, glinting inside the mouth of a particularly large frog. With a deft movement, she retrieves it, the wand still pulsing with its inherent power. Time for a little reverse magic, she declares, waving the wand with a flourish. In an instant, the ground solidifies, and the frogs, realizing their time is up, concede with a collective, resigned croak. Fulbert, seizing the moment, leaps atop a barrel. Let the leapfrog competition begin. May the best jumper win. The townspeople, now fully restored, laugh and cheer as they partake in the game, their leaps and bounds a celebration of freedom. The once cursed frogs, now spectators, can't help but ribbit in amusement. As the sun climbs higher in the sky, bathing Ribbiton in its warm embrace, you realize the secret of the elixir. It was not just a potion to reverse a spell, but a concoction that brought joy, the true antidote to the town's woes. Croaky, standing tall beside Jinx and Fulbert, addresses the crowd. Today we leapt not just over each other, but over our fears. Ribbiton is free once more. Laughter and cheers fill the air as Ribbiton revels in its newfound liberty. The leap to freedom, fraught with wits and ribbits, will be a tale told for generations to come. And as you take part in the festivities, you know that this adventure, this great escape, has changed Ribbiton and you forever. And so our story concludes. Thank you for tuning in to Fleeing the Frogs with us. StoryWave AI transforms your ideas into narratives that echo. Please like, share, and subscribe to journey through more stories every day. March 2024. See you on the next adventure.